Hey guys, okay, so this is part 3 of my Amazon FBA process, and with this it's going to be a quick video just to show you, if you're not on FBA, a lot of people were actually asking how you even join FBA. So all I did was I typed in join FBA into Google, and obviously this one's an advert, so ignore that one that says ad. First one here, fulfillment by Amazon. Now you click that. I'm already in FBA obviously, but all you do is you click add FBA to your account. I'm already signed in, so I get this screen. If you're not signed in, then it will ask you to sign in, and you do by clicking on get start. By clicking on the get started button, you agree to sign your soul away, and then just click get started with fulfillment by Amazon. Now I won't be clicking it because I don't know what's going to happen as I'm already in it. But basically what happens is I'm going to type in my Amazon. As you can see, I'm already signed in. Now what happens is when you go into your account and then your seller account, okay, what you get is when you're logged in, okay, you obviously it looks all kind of normal. Now as you can see, I've got a fulfilled by Amazon section. You can see these are my summaries. I started FBA on the 9th. I believe it was the 9th. I apologise if I've got the day wrong, but I believe it was. And it's now the 19th. And you can see what I've done there was, I think 225, because I think one of them sales was actually, pretty sure one of them sales. If I just do Amazon, there we go. Because one of my sales was just merchant fulfilled. So these are just FBA sales from, I believe it's the 9th. Yeah, I believe it's the 9th. Doesn't really tell me, but oh, it might have been oh no, it wasn't 7th. Oh yeah, it was 9th. No, 8th. Yeah, 8th. Sorry, 8th. And you can see there I sold 5 units, and then another 4 units, and then just 1. Then I'd done none for a while, but then one on the 17th, and then I did 7 units yesterday, which resulted in another £81.76. So yeah, so since the 8th, it's now the 19th, I've done £340.67. Average sales is 1064, which could be better to be honest, but it's my first. It was my first goal. I kind of rushed them in for Christmas, so I've sold 32 items since the 8th, which is pretty good. Pretty good. As you can see, video games are by far my biggest sellers. But video games and toys, everybody kind of knows, is always great sellers. So yeah, so that's that. Anyway, that's not really what I wanted to show you. But what you'll get is when you come in here and you get your dashboard, you get your inventory, and as you can see, I've now got managed FBA inventory. I've also got managed FBA shipments. I'm not sure if there's any other FBA specific. Oh yeah, there's one there, reports, and no, so it's only really that and the inventory and the shipments. Now what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to work on a shipment for you, just to give you an idea, because I've got obviously a few items here that I want to send into Amazon. So I'm going to do manage FBA shipments. Okay, these are the 2 shipments I had. This was on the 27th of November, which would have been, when did I, oh that's when I started, sorry, yeah. But it was received, I think it was received on the 7th and then started selling on the 8th, because I think this was like a Friday or a Saturday that I finished it, and they couldn't pick it up until Monday or Tuesday. So yeah, but anyway, as you can see, I currently still have 99 out of my 5,000 items in there. I'm allowed 5,000, I've got 99 left. So here's what we're going to do. We've got shipping plans. Shipments are the ones that are in and done, and you can kind of see all the items that are in there. And Let's have a look. Shipment contents. There you go. These are basically all the contents of that. Now, I'm not hiding anything. You can feel free to have a look if you like, but you know, they're all the contents that were in my last shipment. And what we're going to do is we're going to come back. So once you've been up to inventory and do manage FBA shipments, what you want to do is go to shipping plans, and I'm going to basically create a new one. That's what I'm going to do. And you've got obviously some, you know, kind of options. There we go, options here. So you've got shipping queue. Okay, so we've got shipping queue there. Now, personally, you can go through this way and do it, but how I personally like to do it is you got add a product. Okay, so you got here, you got product name, and these are like loads and loads of different things I was typing in. And I'm going to go with the 10th Kingdom. Okay. Actually, no, I'll go with a board game because that's probably more like what people are going to send in. So we'll go with a board game. Once again, I'm just going to type in the barcode number, which is 501. Oh no, that's a different number. 501 28 22 081 506. Okay, and then search. And as you can see, it comes up a whole bunch of stuff. Usually it's just one item, but obviously the reminiscent board game must use the same barcode for a lot of items. So this is my one here, the 1960s to 1990s edition. So I'm going to click sell yours. And obviously I'm going to do condition new. Condition no, I will just type in brand new and sealed, picked, packed and shipped by Amazon, free delivery available, Amazon customer support. Okay, right, got it in the end. Now I know I can get more than 850, so I think I'm probably going to go, I don't know, maybe $14.99. We're not going on a sales. We're going to do quantity 1. Ignore that postage for a moment, okay? Quantity 1, handling time, don't worry. Start selling time, don't worry. Gift wrap options, I'm not really worried. Restock date, don't worry. I'm going to click, I want Amazon to dispatch and provide customer service for me. As you can see, that's now removed the delivery cost because we'll be sending it into FBA. You can do remember this setting if you like. And you can do save and save and finish because you've got other options. Next is like images, sort of a bit of a better description, keywords, more details, and all that stuff. But because we're listing with, like that says, an existing listing, all that's kind of already filled out for me. So it's not really that fussed. If it's an item that's not actually on Amazon, then you'll get the option for all of these. But it already is, so we don't need to fill them out. Okay, so that's all done. That's all good to go. $14.99. I'm happy with that. Do save and finish. Now, sometimes this web page doesn't load for me for some reason. It's not the end of the world if it doesn't. Right, now what we've got here is it's basically asking me how many of these have I got that I'm sending in. So I'm just going to add in 1 and it will automatically update. Okay, you haven't got to click anything. So you can see here, this is like a new plan it's made for me. Okay, this is the new plan number, and obviously that's today's date, 19th of December. We're sending in individual products. Now you can just click what's this, and it tells you what they mean by individual products or multiple. Now, for example, if you're sending in like a sealed batch of 50, Lego kind of blister packs, and you're selling them as all 50 for like £100 or £150, that classes as a case packed product. So you'll have like 50 packets of something in a box that's sealed, and you're selling all those 50 in one go. Now with us, we're just sending in individual. If I had a box full of these, like 50 of them, and I was going to send them, I wanted to sell them wholesale, all 50 in one packet, then I'd have to choose. I'm sending case packed items, but we're only sending individual items, so things like the game, the DVD, odd bits and pieces that we pick up in charity shops and auctions and boot sales. That's what I send in, so that's kind of what I'm showing you here. So we're going to leave that on individual products. Obviously, I'm going to blank out my address just there, but that's where your address is. There's no products that require information. No products that require a removal. Obviously, these are products that I don't want. So we've got quantity 1, okay? And that's basically it. Now, what I do is I do another one, add a product, and this time I'm going to just trying to work out why I was searching for Strictly Come Dancing on Amazon, but maybe I saw a DVD box elsewhere, because I certainly didn't buy it. Right, 689 0763 1695. Now, usually I scan these in, but because I'm recording the screen, I just wanted to show you this. If you've got a barcode scanner, just scan it, and then it will kind of do this for you. Couldn't find any product. Let me just do this again. 689 076 316. There we go. 965. My mistake. Search. Okay, so there we have the Lord of the Rings game. And one thing you can do, if you just suddenly forget what you were going to price something for, where it says here, see all product details, just click the right mouse button, click open link in new tab, and you can just see, right, okay, so there's one there for $17.99. It's brand new, that one. So I'm going to sell mine for, it's got to be cheaper, obviously, because it's used. I always undersell it. Now this, I think, is probably used very good. So I'm going to do used good. And I'm just going to do 100% complete. Picked, packed, and shipped by Amazon. Free delivery available, and Amazon customer support. I don't need an image because there's already one there. I feel that the image could be better, but I'm not going to go into it too much. My price, I might just do $12.99 because I only paid £1.50 for it. So even if I made 10 quid out of this, I'd be happy. I want Amazon to dispatch, which it's already on because I clicked remember. And I do save and finish. Now, one of the important things to remember is the very first item you scan in, it will automatically create a shipping queue for you. And that's basically like, your shipment. Now, because this is the second item I've scanned in, it's asking me, do I want to create a new shipping plan, or do I want to add to an existing shipping plan? You want to click add to an existing plan, and then just basically choose the active one. Now, obviously, with me, I get one box or two boxes together only at once, at one time. there are some people out there that are putting together 6 or 7 boxes, so just make sure that you're selecting the right box. This mostly applies to American viewers, where I noticed that a lot of American FBA people have to send in their stock to so many different warehouses, whereas in the United Kingdom there aren't as many warehouses, so most of your stuff goes to the same one. For me, it's Marsden Gate. Oversized ones tend to go to Doncaster, and I actually have an oversized item here I want to quickly show you, and it's this game here, Ubi. It's quite a thick game, it's quite a tall one, and this was classed as oversized. I didn't send this in obviously last time. I'm going to wait until I've got a lot of oversized items and send them all in at once. But I would have had to have sent this by itself just to Doncaster, so I couldn't be bothered, to be honest. But that's an oversized item. All of these ones here that I've shown you obviously aren't. So, but anyway, yeah. So I'm going to add it to an existing shipping plan. I'm going to select that one and do add to shipping plan and continue. And now, as you can see, now both of those items are now on the shipping plan. And once again, I'm going to click 1. Now, one thing you can do is, earlier on when we filled them in, you can leave them blank. It's not a problem. Rather than selecting 1, 1, 1, 1, what you can do is just select this top box and press 1 in there, and it will update every box underneath it. So if you've got 50 or 100 items, rather than manually typing in 1 in every box, you can just click that 1 there and it will fill in all of them. Now, of course, if you do have multiples, so let's say I went out tomorrow and I found another 3 of these on charity shops brand new and sealed, then I just come into here and select I've got a quantity of 4 of these. So for example, like here, I just go here and I'd say, well, I now have 4 of them, and that number underneath is total amount of products, whereas now I've only got 1 of them, so that doesn't really, you know, I don't have to put 4 in. So yeah, so that's basically adding the items to your shipping queue. Now, obviously, I don't want to go through and commit to this because I've got so much more to add to this. I've got other stuff coming, and of course, I want to really fill another box up nicely before I send them in. But basically, once you've added all your products and you've got all the quantities here, what you can do is then click continue. Now it's basically asking, you know, if there's any prep required. It will come up if it feels that some items require extra prep work. So I suppose if you're sending in something that could be dangerous, it may say there, look, you know, make sure you're securing these. Because these are just board games, it's not really telling me to prep them that much. You know, you could do preparation may be required. Now what I do is, after I've clicked continue, I'm going to go back and show you this again. When you're on that screen, just click continue, and it says preparation may be required or all products. Now I click on all products and I say that I will do the prep work. Okay. Now that means that I'm going to wrap them, I'm going to tape them up, I'm going to label them, I'm going to put them in the box. Now you can get Amazon to do it, but there is a fee. Okay. It says here, choose whether or not you would like to opt into Amazon's product preparation and product labeling services. Now, I believe they charge 20p per item. Now, that doesn't sound much, but it can soon add up to quite a lot when you're sending in hundreds. If you're paying £1 for every 5, it really does add up suddenly. So yeah, for me, I do all the prepping, so I choose seller. That's me. So continue, and once again labeling. For you, it might ask you, because you're new, it might ask you who's going to do the labeling, Amazon or me. Well, not me. If it's your stuff, you're going to do it yourself. But you get what I mean. For me, it's already on seller, because once you choose it once, it just remembers. So the next important thing would be the labels. Now, obviously, it depends on what labels you've got. For those of you that don't know what the labels mean, the number at the beginning basically just coincides with how many labels are on that sheet of paper. So if you've got labels and you count them and there's say 30 labels, then you want to choose the 30 labels. If there's 40, you want to choose 40, 24, 24, etc. Now, of course, you want to measure your labels as well. So if you've got a sheet of paper with 24 labels on, you don't want to print ones that say are 37 millimeters if your labels are only 33. So the point is, just make sure that the size that you're printing will actually print onto your labels. Now, I personally use a sheet of A4 paper, and it's one A4 label, and I print it on that, and then I just cut out all the labels. It's not ideal, but then I know that I can get all my labels on one piece of paper. I haven't got to worry about the size of the label because I can cut them manually to size. But if you want to do it properly, just go on Amazon, buy 40 up labels, make sure the size matches, as you can see there, or buy 44 or 24 labels, whatever you need. And that's per sheet, so there'll be 24 labels per sheet, 27 per sheet, 3 per sheet, etc. So just make sure that whatever labels you buy match, obviously, the size you want to print. Now I'm going to leave it on 40 up because that's what I usually leave it on, and I'm going to do print labels for this page. Okay. Now I use Windows 10, so this screen could be a little bit different for you. I'm just going to do open with. Okay, and basically what I get is, as you can see here, zoom in, they're my FBA labels. Now for me, because I print on an A4 sheet, I just get basically a pair of scissors and I cut out that label and then stick that on, and I cut out that label and stick it on, etc. Now what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to print these labels out just to show you the process. I'm not going to use these labels. I'm actually going to then redo them properly, but I'm just going to show you the process. So yeah, you might see a little bit of a cut, but then I'll be back. Alright guys, I'm back, and as you can see, I have printed out the labels, and this is basically, like I said before, just one whole sheet of A4 label, which, as I've already said, isn't ideal, but it works, so that suits me fine. So I'm just going to close this, because now just imagine that you've got 50 or 80 products, or even if you're just doing a small box at first of say 20, 25, 30 products, fine. Just imagine you've got all them labels printed either on proper individual labels, which is really the best way of doing it, or just like I've done it on one sheet of A4. Once again, you click continue, and this is just reviewing the shipment. This just basically makes sure that now if you look at this, it's actually saying that one of these has to go to Doncaster. So clearly reminiscing they class as an oversized shipment, which is really annoying because you can see here it's not that big really. Certainly not too tall. But unfortunately, you just found out live with me that would be classed as an oversized package, which in a way is pretty cool because I get to show you that in this video, because if you stumbled on that yourself, you might start to wonder what's going on. Now all that means when it's oversized, now as you can see down here, it's now added a 1 to my oversized, and obviously 1 more to my normal, or my standard. All it basically means is you'll have to send 2 boxes going to different places. It doesn't really cost you any more money because Amazon have fantastic discount rates with UPS, which you pay directly via Amazon. If you're already doing FBA, they just take it out of your FBA income, so you never actually physically give them money through accounts and stuff. But obviously on your first go, what happens is they just, for me when I did it, they, at the end of the month, they just basically deducted £15 from my earnings. So that was fine for me because I never actually had to send them money. They just took it out of my earnings, which is the same thing, I know, but it looks pretty cool. So yeah, so that one's oversized, and that one will go to Doncaster. If I click, when you click View Shipment, it tells you which ones have to go where. So that one's Doncaster, and this one is Ridgemont, which is Marsden Gate, which is the Lord of the Rings. Now, obviously, if you had 100 items, there might be, say, 10 that you have to class as oversized, or there might be, like I had 54 items in my last shipment. 53 of them showed as fine, 1 showed as oversized, which is why I didn't end up sending the Ubi game. So yeah, so basically this is all it does, and these are your shipment names. Put that game down. These are your shipment names. So you've got FBA box 1 basically, and FBA box 2 on that date. Now I don't want to click approve shipments because obviously I don't want to just send 1 item in. But basically what would happen is you click approve shipments, and it basically asks you to type in the width of the box, the height of the box, the length of the box, and the weight of the box. You type those in, and you click basically calculate costs, and it will come up a cost of sending in the boxes. Okay, so imagine you've done that. You've approved your shipments. You've got 10, 20, 30, 100 items or whatever that you have to box up. That will bring us on to the next stage of boxing up the items and preparing them. So you have to prepare your shipment. Now for that I am going to have to probably record on my phone maybe. It's going to be quite difficult, but I'll see if I can do this. I might be able to use my webcam, I don't know. But yeah, so the next stage would be prepping your item for FBA. So yeah, stay tuned for that, and thank you for watching.